Franchise City, a better way to buy franchise.
You know, this might be the hardest year we've ever had to predict for franchises just based on what's happening right now. You know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of speculation here. We don't know how long or how severe this is going to be. Might go away quickly. It could have a long and sustained impact on the economy. Now, my personal feelings, and this is based on the fact we have multiple issues on the horizon still facing us. And these include collapsed oil prices, an inverted yield curve, negative interest rates, global debt bubbles, printing money, a student loan bubble, and very likely soon to manifest 30% unemployment. So I think based on all of these factors, we're going to have some tough years ahead for anyone who is not prepared. Now, that said, no better time than right now to get prepared. There's always ways to make money in a recession, or dare I say the word, in a depression. People still need services, and I think certain industries are going to see a lot of increased growth. Let's take a look. So first off, real estate, and there are a few options within this sector. When the economy slows, many people are going to have to sell their homes. It's sad, but it's true. A real estate brokerage franchise, you can start one of those for about $40,000. One of the new brands that we have here at Franchise City, very unique model. Does not even require a real estate license or any experience. So you're managing crews of real estate agents. You receive an override for every single house they sell. And this particular brand, they're just entering into the U.S., so it's a great time to get on board. Now, another franchise in the real estate sector is the We Buy Ugly Houses franchise, which is called HOMEVESTORS. We've covered them before on the channel. I'll put a link above. You can either fix and flip houses, or better in this market is buy at a great price and set up multiple rental units. Now, obviously, when the market starts to tank, there's going to be some incredible deals on the market to build a real estate rental empire. And you've got the double benefit that people have to sell their homes and then they need a place to rent. So the investment varies for that depending on what city you're in, but it ranges from about $50,000 to about $250,000 for a big city like New York. We can help you determine the cost of what your franchise would be in your territory. Just hit us up on the website or give us a call. Now, further in the real estate theme is property management. Now, as people lose their houses, the rental market starts to heat up. More and more landlords are going to need the help of qualified property managers. Now, a property management franchise, it has major benefits over starting as an independent. We've covered that topic before here on the channel. Investment for a property management franchise starts at about $50,000. That includes your working capital for you to get started. And again, financing is available for that. Next up, consulting type franchises. So certain industries that help companies reduce their costs or become more efficient are going to have increased demand. Many businesses out there are going to be trying to cut costs in any way possible, and there are several specialty franchises that work in sectors like telecom and energy that are likely to see great demand. So these franchises, they train franchisees on how to identify and negotiate these savings, and in some cases the franchisees actually share in those savings over a period of time, so it can be quite lucrative. Investment for these, it's about $50,000 to $60,000. We have one franchise that's actually waiving the royalties for an extended period of time for all new franchisees in the near future. Next up is senior care, and we've said this before, you can't put grandma out to the curb just because the economy is slow. We know that the boomers, the largest part of the population, they started turning 65 in 2011. That trend is going to continue for many years to come. The boomers have money. They're going to continue to need help as they age. So there's actually multiple niche markets in senior care, from placement type franchises. This is where you help seniors find suitable care facilities. Investment for that's about $70,000, to full caregiving franchises, where you're managing teams of caregivers. They go out to seniors in their homes and facilities. Investment for a full-service caregiving franchise is about $100,000 and up. Next up, disaster recovery. Now, I don't know what's causing it. I don't want to argue about what's causing it, but the weather is getting worse. Storms are getting worse, and they are getting more frequent. So floods inside homes, also from burst pipes, all those other things, mold and smoke damage an ongoing issue regardless of what city that you're in. Now, the beauty of these types of businesses is that you work directly with the insurance companies. You're paid directly from the insurance company. They are always going to have money. Doesn't matter what the economy's doing. Now, in most cases here, the owners do not work in the business. They're managing crews who go out and they conduct the disaster recovery and the cleanup. Now, one of the franchise city team, they were actually an owner of one of these businesses a few years back. So if you have interest, he's a great resource to help you better understand how that business works. Your investment for a disaster recovery franchise is going to run you about $150,000, including your working capital. Now, closely related to this sector are repair and restoration type of franchises. It's going to range from appliance repair, handyman franchises, plumbing franchises. These are essential services that are never going to go away regardless of the economy. In fact, when people are not buying new appliances or not moving into new houses, they need to get things fixed. Cost for these start at about $70,000. Next up, automotive repair. So people aren't buying new cars in a down economy. They're getting their old cars fixed. And we also have a massive bubble right now in the subprime loans of used cars. That's very likely to pop. There are actually several options that service vehicles, from mobile tire changing, which is a neat idea, to brick and mortar automotive repair shops. Investment for these is about $150,000. Now, we occasionally see distressed resales. These are good options for turnarounds. These are garages that have not been possibly run correctly. They might have some other types of issues. We see those selling for as low as $50,000. Give us a call to see what's available in your market. Next up are employment and staffing franchises. Now, if we do see 30% unemployment, you're going to see companies laying off full-time workers, and they're going to need to hire temporary staffing to fill up those gaps. That is a great situation for staffing franchises. Now, staffing franchises, for the owners, you require a lot of sales and business-to-business outreach. So this business is ideal for proactive business builders, B2B experts. Your total investment for a staffing franchise is about $150,000. We've covered this on the channel before. An average office within one of these employment franchises does $6.4 million a year. Now, if you're a passive investor, you don't want to actually work in the business, there are certain recession-resistant sectors like hair cutting, water filtration, laundry service. In certain cases, you need to be careful to examine the needs of your own market, as certain regions might be oversaturated. You have too much competition. Investment for these types of businesses, about $250,000 per single unit. You do get a reduced price for multi-units, 3 units, 5 units, 10 units. Now, most of the franchises can be financed with about 20% down, OAC. Now, if you're a high net worth investor, there are also substantial tax benefits with the Section 179. And certain franchises, just due to the technology they use, some of the equipment they use, provide substantial tax benefits. You can give us a call to learn more about that. Now, you can also use your 401k, which, if the economy keeps dropping, might be much better invested in your own business than in the general markets. You can give us a call or visit Franchise City to learn more about that. Now, keep in mind your own skills, your operational preferences, your local demographic, and dozens of other factors are going to determine which franchise option is actually the best for your situation. We've got free tools and coaching at Franchise City that can help you make a better decision. If you'd like to explore any of the franchises we discussed today, you can find us at www.franchise.city. Please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.
Franchise City, a better way to buy franchise.